Oh shoot, guys. It's number one, it's time for Jesus. And it's also time for Guitar Safari. But we're missing somebody. Yes, you guys, my one true friend has abandoned me. Let us sit in silence. Can you all hear me? Oh, let me go to the chat because I got to be able to see you guys chat. All right, I'm trying to run it. How's that? Much better. Much better. New comments. Guitar Safari is always fun when Seth runs a show alone because he doesn't know how to work a fucking mic. I do. What up, Dwight Bailey? What up, Eddie Faye? What up, Martian Murray? What up, Gear Junkie? Happy Friday, everyone. Man, you guys are awesome for showing up. I'm sorry. You're getting ripped off tonight. I guess Charles's wife booked some shit, something very important, and that's cool. And she has authority, high authority. So what happened was, and this is completely fabricated and only what I'm imagining, but this is what I'm imagining happened was, Charles, you're not doing the show. We have become secret agents. And tonight we have to fly to Croatia and do the high altitude, what is it? The halo. We're doing halo jumping. Halo. I see. I'm gonna mute my mic, I guess, because am I hot? No, I'm gonna be that hot. Oh, I think it was if I touch the computer, it's like, don't do that. You're gonna mess it up. So what up, Dwight? What up, Paul? What up, time surfing alien? Dude, great to see you guys. So tonight we're talking about the emotions. The ones that got away. The stories that some of us don't want to tell, but we all tell. If we're having a beer or a God damn it, my God, lightly carbonated juice beverage or a beer or something on a Friday night, we might get to talking about the times, the things that broke our hearts, the ones that got away. So the ones that got away are the list for me is particularly long, but I want to hear some of your guys' stories as we get into this. I know everybody's saying hi. So you guys, hello. Continue to say hi. And what I will do, what up, Gear Junkie? What up, Paul? Michael B live in the house. So so sorry that Charles couldn't make it, but we're going to try to make it through the hour on some guitars that I've loved and lost, and your guitars that you've loved and lost. What up, Blue Mox? I almost put on the little thing. There's a tab because Charles is big time, y'all. I'm not big time. I go vertical scroll. I got my microphone is so Chinese. It's named Yu. All right. So that's how big time I am. But what I do is go vertical on the screen. But Charles is super big time. And there's a thing that you can actually hit background music. Oh, I wonder what that's all about. Hold on. We do have Eddie. Thank God, right? I know, dude. I'm glad you're here too. Supports my soul. Eddie keeps it going. So Seth did something to Charles, I suspect. Terry, if you only knew the things. No, I didn't do anything. I don't think. Maybe. Here's the thing with Seth, and you guys all know this. I probably could have offended you by accident because I'm a little bit clueless as to I just let it go from the heart, and it's never a misintention or a bad intent usually. And if it is a bad intent, it's usually very, very, very clear that it's a bad intent. Like, hey, I don't like you at all. Usually it'll be like that, pretty clear. But no, nothing like that happened. He was just like, all right, here we go. We got guitars. Seth doesn't experience. This is from Eddie Vay. Oh, I can let you guys read along. It's a read along. Seth doesn't experience loss with guitars because if he liked it that much, he can always make a new one. Eddie. And here's the thing. I'll tell you this, Eddie. This guitar up here. This one right here, this yellow one. I actually built that for my buddy's daughter, but she actually liked the cloth top more. So she has that currently. But this guitar right here, I built completely modeled after a customer's guitar, a customer that came into Guitar Works when I was working as a tech there, with a badass yellow, like the buttercream yellow faded kind of thing. His was real, but it was that same look. And I was like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm building it. I don't have the money to actually buy the 70s Strat. I could have went with the big headstock too and all that, but I just built it kind of on the quick. But let's go here, Eddie Fay. We got Michael B is the first one. The first one, Michael B, to give us the reasons to cry. All right, because this is a reason to cry. All right, you guys, you're probably all reading ahead anyway too. But Gibson Jr. with P90. Moment of silence. Yeah, one pickup Junior with a P90. Boy, here's the thing. It might not be the only guitar in your rack, but for a couple of songs, it's just going to make your world. Because what do you do when you pick up that Junior with the P90? You play what it does, and you're doing nothing else, which is great. Check it out. Very cool. But boom, boom, boom. Here we go from Martian. Gibson SG in a rare flip-flop blue-green. Bro, what did you let it go for? Because I think I've seen those guitars, and they were out of my reach. I mean, let's be honest. Most Gibsons for most of my life have been what I consider out of my reach. I rarely spend. The most I've ever spent on something for myself that was a toy was a hang glider. And the reason I spent so much money on it is because it was a hang glider. Right? Like you don't want to be flying around in, right? So guitars, I think the most money I've ever spent on a guitar, probably just under $3,000, $2,500, $3,000. I had a 1974 Stratocaster I couldn't fall in love with. So that's one that's on my Reverb. I think that we could go back and go through all the tiers. That one I sold. I did. I think I made money on that one though, because of the market, the way that things were. Martian says that's the only guitar that he's really regretting getting rid of. Well, I'll tell you this, Martian, I'm living with a lot more regret than you. So you're doing better. But I have moved over just on Reverb, and geez, that was incredibly loud. I sound like Charles now, I think, because I'm running it. So that happens now, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so I used to be like selling guitars all the time on Reverb, buying them, fixing them up, flipping them. At the time, working at the guitar shop, I would get parts at cost, which was really nice, right? So you buy put some nice parts on them, get them all tuned up, and send them out and get a little. What? No, you're not too late. Hold on, Ryan. Oh, you 8, 1, 2, and then hold on. Myrrh. Ah, myrrh. Ah, dude, it's just myrrh. Do we all know the beginning to this sentence? It just ends in myrrh. Dope. It ends in dope. It's just myrrh. Yeah, that's my new saying. Yeah, that's bad. That's terrible. No, you're not too late, brother. Yeah. So it's the only guitar he's selling. Here we go. We're continuing on. Wait, I gotta go down here. Eddie, hello, Blue Mox. The next one was under $3,000. Okay, that's Eddie's. Is that more, dude? The Geo, Eddie, just so you know, $750. But my Geo Metro, which is my vehicle that I don't drive, same tank of gas that I had not in the 2022 school year. Same tank of gas. All right, I don't drive it that much, and it's good on gas. Let's say that. But I need to put some stabilizer in that baby probably this year. Probably should shake it up a little bit too. But I did drive it back. $750, my friend. But I had time invested on the deterioration of my buddy who owned it to say, dude, you got to sell me that car, bro. It's just sitting there in your warehouse. You know, he has a big auto shop. And it's like, just come on, sell me the Geo. Sell me the Geo. You're not using it anymore. And he wouldn't. And then he would. So it took a long time. So, boop, 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 boop. What did I miss? Nothing. Herb, we were just talking about the guitars that we have let go to the wayside for the first half, or roughly that. And then we're flip flopping. We're not going to stay completely on the sad side here, although I do actually feel a little bit welled up. We are going to move on to the guitars of redemption. So we're doing first the guitars that we've let go, that we feel sad about letting go. And if I'm honest, like all my guitars that I build, I have typically 10 or 12 hours in them because I like spend time with them. And then I feel sad to let them go. Most expensive is spent $600. Yeah, Michael, dude, I get it, bro. I think on a guitar. So here's the thing. We go back to Eddie's comments. I would just buy the parts. So typically for a $2,000 guitar with the parts are going to be like $600, ish, depending, I do need to find like super, super, super top end kits that are available. Like I love this kit here. That is the Vibeworks kit, but it's not, there's no solid top option. Like I want a really solid top so I can carve it down. I can't carve this down. So Martian Murray paid about 620 years ago. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, he sold it during the pandemic for $2K. So less tiers on that. Oh, he said my friend Dan had a hang glider. That's about a toy. Yeah, hang gliding is amazing. Hobo Roadie. I'm probably talking to someone who's flown in some capacity, right? Hobo, you've been doing stuff for a while. Maybe you got into a paraglider or a powered paraglider or an ultralight or any very small aircraft, preferably one without an engine. It's amazing. And it's amazing that it's so inexpensive and that you can just go do it like bicycling, and that you don't, you get a license, you need a pilot's license, but you achieve that just when you're first doing it. You're so stoked. So you're just doing those lessons, and then before you know it, you're like, holy Toledo, I can fly everywhere. Oh my God. And then you start going to these places. And every time we would land, somebody would have a little backpacker play some guitar. Yeah, but that was fun stuff. So I'm trying to get here down through the quotes of people who is talking about what they sold. $600. Yep, so far. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, Quentin James. Quentin James is live. I should have sent you a text. I didn't think about that, buddy. And I know I got a lot of your guys' numbers, but I literally found out and I was at work. And then because my life is so exciting. No, it's so exciting. I had to go do grocery shopping after work today with the kids. I'm back at work with the kids. It's great. I'm looking for the next one. Here we go. Herb. Seth, I had a Phantom guitar, Earl Slick model. Oh, a Phantom guitar, an Earl Slick model, because I love Earl Slick stuff. That was red and black zebra stripe. That was so regret selling it. Y'all look it up. Well, I think I might do a split screen part of this, Herb. But I think if I do that, I'm going to lose the chat, which I want to stay back on the chat because the chat is the funner part than the split screen looking at all. But if we had Charles in charge of our fun and our life. So we've got looking for the next one. Michael says he's only sold a couple. He has too much stuff, so he needs to purge down, maybe get rid of one. Oh shit, what up? Kush, man. NYC. Kush, man. Oh shoot, my dog. What's crack-a-lacking, Kush? Oh yeah, Sherman's been waiting for you, brother. Mm-hmm. Yep. It looks like I've been getting some sun because I've been standing out there taking care of kids all day in the sun, California sunshine. Wait, hold on. What? Marshall Murray just got a sweet Mustang P90s? What? Martian Murray wins this week's contest because you're so cool. I'm coming to your house. You're gonna buy me lunch. And I'm gonna go home. Or we could do an early dinner if it's on a Saturday. Okay, but mainly a good time for lunch. And we have to work this out, but it's all good, brother. I appreciate you winning. That's a great win. It's awesome. Send me the details. Let's see here. More guitars that you guys sold and feel bad about. Or do you want to hear about some of mine? Because I've had quite a few. I had a Fender bowling ball dipped guitar that if I show you guys the price that I sold it for, you might all disown me as a guitar friend because it was so cheap. It was like $500 or something. It was, but it was a Mexican run, but it was cool. It was all blue and black, and it had been used by a local winery for a picture shoot. Yeah, wow. And then after the picture shoot, it got stuffed into a closet because it was just a prop. No one played guitar or whatever. Maybe somebody played it once, whatever. And then the guy sold it on Craigslist, and I happened to catch it. Guitars that you've sold, loved, and lost. Christopher Live Salwa says, hello, Guitar Safari. It's a jungle out there. Did you have a moment? Did you go and you're like, a Klon pedal, and you're like reaching for it, and somebody was like, no, my Klon, and there was a riot over used gear at the local Goodwill, the Good Gear Will, which there should be because I'd be down there all the time. I went to my local Goodwill. All right, I'm poor. I went to the Goodwill, went down there and said, hey, what do you guys got? It was terrible. It was worse than a bad yard sale. It was all of the stuff from a bad yard sale that didn't sell. And it was like the accumulative, like the worst of the worst. It was like it was so bad. And it used to be that there was good stuff in those places. Anyway, that's why we went. But yep, terrible. Traded my Mustang. Hobo Roadie says, traded my Mustang bass for a pool cue. I love that because you got more than one instrument. Like you're using the liquidity. Am I right? And you could also trade guitars for the following items: boats, bicycles, kayaks, which also qualifies in the category of boats. We're overdoing it on the boats, aren't we? Jet skis. Oh, we're going heavy on the boats, I guess. We're going boats all together. Small, old sailboats that need repair. All could be traded for guitars. And that's just in the boat category. I mean, you could talk about lots of things you could trade. But a pool cue, yes. If you came up on a killer-ass pool cue, because I know this, expensive, nice pool cues are very much like expensive, nice guitars. Handcrafted, done by somebody who only really knows how to, not that they only know how to do that, but that's what they're doing. They're dialed into that. That's what, you don't do pool cues that are like top notch and a bunch of other, like that's what you do. So yeah, that's amazing. I get it. I would do that. Yes, that's a great comment, dude. I appreciate you. What do we got here? Michael Krause. Ooh. He regrets selling his Mesa 4x12 stereo cabinet. What? Oh, yes. So the two speakers were, it was, you could run them separately. It was a 4x12, but it was actually two 2x12s in one cabinet. As far as the plugins, am I understanding? That sounds cool. Yeah, because you could get that big crossed over sound even with like in this room when I run wet, dry, wet, it sounds like, and then they're so close together that it really doesn't matter. It's not like a big stage. And so I could see how it could be in the same cab, and that would be cool. Yeah, I would regret letting that go too. Those are great cabs. I'm lucky to live so close to Mesa. I'm 20 miles away from their headquarters, and I have a friend who works in the Mesa amp repair department. She's the tech that, like, if you call in Cushman, Herb. I think I made it all the way down to the sorry, hide current comment. I would leave it up there forever. To the brand new chats in the house. All right, so I got so hit me up with the new guitars. I'm gonna try to think about another one that I really, really regret. Oh, yeah, well, that's an easy regret. I sold kind of recently when I went through a phase of, I guess it would be like guitar realization of like how many guitars am I going to try to like search down, and do I need I think it was kind of after I sold the birth year Strat that I hunted down, and I found one. It was natural. It was great. It was everything I would want in a Strat, and I didn't love it. And I realized, oh, all right, I get it. It's not about so much about, it's a little bit about the birth year and all, all of that stuff, but it's more about just when you pick up the guitar, also through handling lots of guitars, working for Guitar Work, when you pick up the right ones, you could feel it. What's up, Dastardly Dave? I'm sorry, it's only 50% of the Guitar Safari promise tonight. We're going to try to have two of us, but Charles got booked on something. I did hit up, who did I hit up? I hit up Ben immediately, because he's always the go-to for our, co-host if there's no one, if either me or Charles has to miss. And then I hit up Laz, because for some reason I can never go on Facebook. You guys go on Facebook? I don't really do Facebook anymore. I got time sucked out of Facebook by YouTube, I'd say. And I guess if I cared more about what all of my family was doing, I'd be on there more. Like, oh, my family did something because it's on Facebook. But I guess, I don't know. It's not that I just don't care. That might sound harsh, but I just don't care. I love them and want to see them and talk to them and see them face to face. I don't want to see. Well, I guess, it's good. I just don't do it. I'm time sucked in other ways. Got to make my cap cuts. Got to entertain with my little fast videos with the guitars for sale. Buy a fucking guitar, y'all. Come on. Look at all these guitars. See, these two are back. These two I had at, these two. Sorry. This Telly. I finally have a Telly, a real Telly in the house again. Everything else was a Les Paul Telly. It was a, two humbucker Tellys, which I had like 3 of those in the house. And I didn't have any real Telecaster because I had lent it to my friend who has a killer place to put it and keep it safe and beautiful and plays it, which is what you kind of want with a guitar. Not sure about playing it every night like a touring musician, wearing the frets down. Rather the guitar be getting played a little bit. That way, if anything goes wrong with it, someone tells you, and you can, make sure it's right. Got any steel guitars? Wait, Christopher? Do you mean guitars that I've stolen? Kramer. Yeah, that was bad, huh? Damn it. So you guys want to know the Kramer story? Okay. The Kramer story is, all right, here we go. Yeah, I'll jump on. If you need it straight, man. Well, dude, I wish, Herb, I gotta have your phone number. I gotta text me so I can hit you up. I should have hit you up too. I should do is a group text. We should have hey, everybody that has my phone number and wants to do a Guitar Safari group text. With that, as long as we didn't abuse it, right? And we could silence it, which most people, we're all kind of old, right? But I think we could all figure out how to silence it so it wouldn't be too annoying. That'd be pretty funny because we could always have some funny, you just try to make it lighthearted and funny. Or if you got guitar questions, I have one already for my luthier friends that you could be added to as well. If you wanted to, if you're fixing something and you get stuck or whatever, you could hit me up, and I usually hit up a group of people to get you an answer. And then I'll ask the group, if depending on, the level of the person's working, and how their commitment, I'll ask to add them to the group. People are usually pretty cool about it. So I think there's right now there's a small group for me. It's like 5 or 6 that I think I would hit up with a question to see who would answer it first. And a little bit of it is pride, because the 5 or 6 on there all know that we all got the text. And it's like, the people want to chime in and not sound, like my problem is I would answer it first or something and then get it wrong. And then the next person would be like, oh, but you forgot that you're supposed to run another cap this way to do the real treble bleed. You can't just do one cap when you really can. You're supposed to do a cap and a resistor to get the full effect. I get it. There's a whole thing, but I've done it both ways, and you really give me a break. There's not that big of a deal. Right. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. So, I mean, so we've already done 27 minutes, and if I haven't had to pull up my list of my reverb guitars, it's kind of good. But let's do that real quick. I'm gonna look a little bit kind of stupid for a second. While you guys are just kind of staring at my face as I do this. Reverb. Let me get to my reverb here. Oh God. Here we go. All right. Orders. That's where we're going to go. And then I'll go back here and I'll share the screen here, but just so you guys can see. Okay, here we go to share screen. Let's see how that looks for y'all. Okay, that looks cool enough. All right, so here we are on my reverb orders. We're going way down. Oh, I'm supposed to go through pages. That sucks. Let's go way back here. Too bad it's going to show you guys all the fucking prices. I guess I shouldn't show this because it probably shows a bunch of stuff it shouldn't. So let's try to find my reverb sold without listings. Well, let's just show my currents for now, because these I'm going to be sad about when they do sell. This is, got it. This is the one right behind me. 131 views, 6 washers. There it is. Bartolini, double cut, Presley. Hey, Ryan. What do you think, Ryan? Is that cool? Yeah, that's all right. You don't mind it? What, Shark Puppet Boy is here? Yeah, what up, Shark Puppet Boy? Just looking at a couple of my guitars, duder. And waiting for people to tell me more about. Now we're moving on. Moving on from the pain. The pain of loss can go, because now we usher in the new. We usher in the anywhere between $250 for a kit, and you build it yourself and you paint it and you do it with your own hands, or all the way up to, what's our limit? What's our limit, y'all? $4,000. What's with $4,000? What are you getting as a redemption guitar to pay back for what you have lost, to bring everything back to right again in your universe after feeling the pain of the guitar that you knew shouldn't have gone on? You know what? You're not getting it back. It's not coming back. So what you need to do is choose wisely, my friend, and choose the pathway of righteousness. And remember, myrrh is not the way. Myrrh happens sometimes. This happened to me when I sent out a cray myrrh, and now it's just a cray. Anybody who plays that guitar, they have to be cray, because I'm myrrh. Hey, what up, Guitar Man 45 Bo? It is not Charles, and I know lots of people are going to log out as soon as they figure out that it's just Presley. Because Charles says to me, he says, Seth, I got to tell you, it's been a long time coming. You're a terrible person. Not only can I smell you all the way from Texas, but you're ugly. And I think that you have a bad attitude. And I had to stop there because I was in tears. I was like, why? But anyway, no, that's not really what he wrote. He really said my wife booked something, and I'm busy. So I was like, oh snap! And so I was like, this is literally, today working. I think, right? Yeah, it was, because he posted the thing that said, let's do this, and then it was can't do it. So it's all good. We're here. We're still Guitar Safarians. We're still here. So now we're talking redemption guitars. What is a redemption guitar that you would want to purchase to make up for the one that you let get away? And I think most of you all know what my redemption guitar is. Or who wants to guess? Somebody's going to guess what my redemption guitar would be, or something that I've been like really kind of I think I want one. And the chances of me building one of these guitars is not really that likely. I don't have the skills or the what did they say in Superbad? You don't have the skills or the technology to pull off that maneuver. So I don't think I could do it. Ooh, I find Eddie, an Explorer is definitely, an Exploder is definitely in the works. I'm going to do an Exploder, but that's not, I can do that because that's all mahogany. A mahogany body, mahogany. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Michael Krause heard me talking about, he heard me talking about, I couldn't do it because Parker Fly has got that, it's like a carbon neck. Am I right? Or a graphite neck. So good luck doing that. Right. I mean, for me anyway, I'm good at what I do, but I'm not doing that. And I'm glad that this summer, I am happy about this summer. I pushed myself to do the set necks. Because guess what, y'all? Set necks are not a big deal. Like, just make sure that you have the angle in most kits nowadays, if you get an okay kit, is going to be good. Look at that, Chatoyans. The angle in the kit is going to be good to where it's just, but if you have a, all you really need is a level and an angle gauge, and you can just tell from level if the neck is at the 4-degree pitch or 5-degree pitch, depending on how much you want the bridge to stand up. I've seen some tall Gibson bridges. I guess better having it tall than having it like slammed down to the body and you can't adjust it any further, which is always kind of a nightmare. But there's ways around that. They make a thin bridge, or you can grind down the bridge. Carbon wrapped. Michael, look at that. Look at the brand. No, Michael, I mean, I appreciate you, dude, because you know this. The carbon wrapped neck and a carbon fingerboard. Well, hey. Okay, Cushman. Redemption guitar is an 82 Les Paul Classic Plus Top. Well, so that's amazing. So that's something that you could, like I did, you can find. I found a 74 Fender Strat 3-bolt neck, the whole deal, big headstock, all perfectly aged, like perfect. But nope, it didn't work for me. It was not, yeah. Here we go, more knowledge. We got Ken Parker has a YouTube channel. He talked about how they were made. The OG factory was in Massachusetts, not far from him. Oh, that's killer. Well, how come? I guess there's a whole thing why they stopped. He probably sold it out, licensed it out. This juice is delicious. So I take a little bit of bubbly water and I mix it like 50-50 with this Odwalla juice that's made. It's like a pina colada blend. And it tastes like, I guess I just need the sugar is what it is. At the end of the day, you're all drained from talking to people asking you stuff. How do you do this? What do you do about that? So what up, Mitch Heyman? What the Mitch Heyman is happening around here? I don't know, but we're doing better now that you showed up, my friend. So thank you for stopping in. The Mitch Heyman is happening around here. Do they ever say that, Mitch? Come on, because if they don't, you got to start that up. You got to watch that. You got to walk in and speak in the third party and walk into the room and say, the Mitch Heyman is happening here. And then people are going to look at you like when people look at me when I say Ferd Burfel. Where is Ferd? I hope he's okay. Where's Ferd? Because if I say Ferd Burfel under my breath, which is super fun to do, everybody should try it. Or on, like, if you're on an elevator passing thing, because they don't know if it's an insult or if you're crazy or what's going on. But all you were doing is referencing a Guitar Safari friend, right? So far be it from them to start up any kind of shit if you say Bird Purple as you go by them, right? So it just happens that way. Yes, Parker Fly. Parker Fly is probably top of the list of because they're light. They're light. They have big, tall frets that you can usually get plecked. At least the ones that I've seen, you can get them plecked, and they were good to go. I don't know about refretting them, but I know who I would call and ask, because if anybody knows, Jeff Luttrell would know how to refret a Parker Fly. He's probably done it. Probably done it a couple times. Can be done. Anything can be done. That's the thing. Anything can be done. How bad do you want to do it? People give up real quick. Most people give up hella quick. If you've gotten through a couple of builds, then you've done more than most people. Like, I mean, even just picking up a guitar and knowing how to run your knowing how to get a tone out of your amplifier, people. You guys all can do that. Trust me, I get it. Like, it's a personal expression through like turning knobs or doing digital stuff too. That counts because you're to get something that you're satisfied with or semi-satisfied with. And once you have that, that's kind of a signature. That's kind of like, oh man, I created this tone. Um, Although saying that, I guess I am a tone thief because I literally will look up on the Spark amp, give me the Eddie Van Halen tone, and I don't even really manipulate it at all. I might um, turn the saturation down a little bit or something to get it, I don't know, a little bit less. But I'm a tone stealer. You know, I like that easy stuff because you know, what do people like to listen to? Eddie Van Halen shit. What makes somebody who's not so tuned into guitar make you think that that they'll think that you're freaking amazing on guitar? Not if you pick it up and you play like, you know, 6 different like if I play different for somebody who knows music than somebody that doesn't really know music. But somebody who doesn't really know, I'll play some Eddie Van Halen. I'll play some faster stuff to sound cool. I'll do some pinched harmonics. Somebody who does know music, a pianist or anybody who choir person or trumpet player, I will do something more melodically advanced or show them like a series of chords that are in 2 keys that match up and just run through all of them and make it sound good. You know, it's a different whereas you do that for someone who is only listening for the Eddie Van Halen shred, they think you, oh, who is this? Who's this old guy? Right? You can't playing a bunch of old chords or playing. You got somebody who loves country music sitting in front of you, and says, "Oh, you can play the guitar." Well, you're a lot better suited picking it up and doing some strumming. Get on board with what they like and play some shit. And then they're going to be like, "Oh man, you're great at guitar." Right? The guy's got big cowboy boots and a hat, and he's like, and then you play Sepultura. He's not going to be into it. So, yeah, Parker Fly. They're too expensive. I agree. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Hey, Seth. Galaxy. Nice. Dude, I love this. This is After Paint, right? After Paint. It's going to be full on amazing show car. Come on. That thing sounded so good. I mean, we were talking about working on cars today because it's something that when you know how to do it, you don't necessarily want to just go telling everybody you know how to work on cars, because then they're like, oh, well, can I ask you this? And then you're giving advice and then shit doesn't go their way and they break a bolt or whatever it is. And you're like, fuck them, you know, you're dumb, not me. But anyway, that usually doesn't happen. I'm just saying that, like, I'd rather just not even talk about how I know about car as much as I know about cars, because I'm not set up to work on them. I need myself I know enough about cars to know I need a good ass workshop that's set up to be efficient. That's got to have everything set up. If I'm working on a car, I can't be running back and forth from a toolbox. That doesn't work. But you know all about that. You got a master shop. Master Craftsman Shop is what Josh has. Kramer has some new guitars if anyone is interested. Oh, well, please tell us more. And what are some models? Are they S-style single pickup deals, or did Kramer come out with some T-style? Because I wish they would do a T-style. We got Josh chiming. He says 3 times a year, get a call saying the starter is out and their battery is dead. Yes, exactly. 3 times a year, your friend. It's like owning a truck. You own a truck. Suddenly people are like, oh, yeah, you own a truck. Can you help me move? No, I can't. No, because here's the thing. You have a car. Come over. Give me your car. You can take my truck and you move your shit. I'm not loaning. I'm not going to use my truck and my body. Like, and why would you ask me that? No, don't ask a friend to help you move. Terrible idea. I want them to be your friend. You ask them, hey, can I borrow some money to hire some movers? That's what a friend will do. I would, if somebody, there's your win right there. You don't call me up and say, hey, can I borrow your truck? I'd say, how about I just give you some money to frickin' get some movers? Because it's worth it. Trust me. Movers are worth it because the injury that can be sustained carrying heavy stuff. Although I carried all my amps, I carried my 212 cab, I carried my Fender 210, and I'm kind of, although I might look incredibly fit and unbelievably muscular, right, to the internet, because I just saw how we went up by 40 viewers right there. It was, whoa, look at the muscles, right? Anyway, yeah, these amps are too heavy to carry, even if you're that strong. So, and then it gets to get down to the ounces, and I can't bring Sherman along because, we're already overweight. And I know he doesn't weigh much, but, you're overweight and you just can't do it. So I got Michael saying he's owned 3 trucks. He misses his truck, but not moving stuff. What kind of truck did you have? I miss all of my trucks. I have had, in my lifetime, guitar family, I think I've had over 50 vehicles. It's an ADHD deficiency problem. But luckily along the line, I became smart in my vehicle ADHD and was able to purchase wise and sell wise. And just like in the guitar market, if you can go through a lot of cool cars and not lose money if you buy the right car. You can drive it for a long time and sell it for the same. Like I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse. This is somebody built this car, obviously, like they saw Fast and Furious and were like, I want to build something like that, but I want it to be red. And it was so fast. It was a 350 horsepower little tiny car. And I bought it for a really good deal because I had friends who owned a car. He would go to the car auctions. He owned a little lot. And then I had it for 3 or 4 years and sold it for, I think, $5,000 more than I paid for it. It was great. That car was fast. Oh, here we go. 50 vehicles is right. Yep. I don't break them. I just would buy them and have them for a little while and sell them. And I started young. I started buying cars when I had a car that, it was farm car when I was 15, 14. I had my first road legal car when I was 18, but then it was just boom, 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 boom. And then for a while there, I had some money. Like I worked at DreamWorks Animation for a while. I was like, oh, let's do this. Let's get this car. Let's do this. And so, but those days, who needs it now? I don't even need a car now. I just ride my bike. Although when it's going to get super rainy and I'm going to be like, maybe I should drive. But here's how I avoid that. I leave my car at school. I'm not driving it if it's down there in the parking lot. I got to ride my ass down there to get it if I want to drive it. So, Laz texted 2 minutes ago and he said, dinner with my sweetie. Aw, so he is with Charles. I'm kidding. I don't know. Charles lives way far away. I'm kidding. But that was funny. That was hilarious. That's why everybody tunes in for the comedy. I'm terrible alone. I know. They can't even believe I'm doing this. You guys. Oh, thank you, Martian. Yeah, somebody typed LOL. 2 LOLs. I suddenly feel better. Because usually I get the eyes from my wife. Because I'm like this like most of the time. And it's crazy. So I even had to tell my colleagues because we had a meeting today. And they're like, well, what would you like to tell people about yourself? And I told the room, this is about 20 people. I feel pretty confident in my role now because everybody knows I work hard. I told them there can be times that I'm working in a classroom and I'm working with a kid and I get stoked and I'm just like in it. And I'm loud and we're just in it. We're having fun and we're learning. And I don't care. But I get loud and animated and I will bother the class unless somebody is like, Seth, cool it down, which I'm not going to be offended by, but you got to do that because I just am myself and I get all stoked, right? So I can, so hopefully they'll be like, Cool it down. Cool it down. Oh, Mitch, thank you. I'm doing a fine job. I keep looking at the time like, oh fuck. Whew, 9 minutes. Just have another sip of your bubbly and you'll be okay. But no, man, hanging out with you guys is great. It's like, you know what it reminds me slightly of is that because I talk a lot and it's silent a lot on the other end, it reminds me a lot of the hang gliding trips driving back after we would go hang gliding with like 5 or 6 guys. And then the truck follows you on the ground and then you all land. Sometimes you land all together in the same field, but more than likely you land in different places along the way and one or two of you goes the furthest and like is the winner of the day. um, but then on the ride home you're all just talking, well, I was over here on this cliff top and this happened and that happened. And a lot of times it would be like me talking a lot and I would realize, oh, all right, all 4 of them are asleep and those 2 are like ready to kill me. And then sometimes I would make a conscious decision to just keep going. I'm going to double down. No one's saying shit. Somebody has to fucking speak up at some point because I'm just going to keep going. Because I would be usually sometimes I'd maybe have a little edible or something for the ride home. I'm not driving. That's 4-hour drive or something back from. We go to the desert where it was hot, and yeah, you guys can see. So I feel a little bit like this is slightly like the ride home from one of those long hang gliding journeys that were kind of amazing because you could go further than you think, because the things are so light and out in the desert, the ground is so damn hot and the air is going down and it just keeps rebounding up. And so all day long, as you fly along, even if you want to try to come down and land, it's like that would be dangerous because down on the ground is all shifty. And so you just keep flying, you just keep going, take it, just chill. Although sometimes your back starts to hurt and you got to pee, but you can pee up there. You just might get pee all over your harness. That's kind of a pain in the butt. Got to clean it up later. Oh wait, what's up? Sorry, I don't have Charles to keep me back on track, right? Come on, guitars. But another redemption guitar because we're getting down to the wire. Another redemption guitar for me. Oh, you know what? This is going to be kind of heavy, and I'm going to go ahead and say I thought about it the other day. I kind of want to buy a Luttrell, the owner of San Francisco Guitar Works. I worked for him for 3 years, but it was all through the pandemic. It seemed like a long time. Anyway, it might be shorter than it seemed, but it seemed like I worked for him for a long time, and he's done great things for me. And so, and I know his guitars are freaking amazing. And much like mine, I know that if I buy one and I get him to kind of give me a good deal, which I hope he would, like I'd be getting the value in the guitar would be way more than the amount of money, because the value in the guitar is probably $4,000 in every one of his guitars, I'd say, or more. I bet he's got $5,000 worth of value in some of those because he puts the time in. So I would like one of those. I'd get me a Luttrell. I'd get me a Parker. There's another one. I mean, I see all these Carvins that I really like, and I just have always liked Carvin guitars. So I feel like if I was out there redeeming myself and just buying some stuff for personal collection stuff, I might go and find another beautiful. It would have to be like, it would be beautiful. I'd want it to be, because the one I have is beautiful, but it's a solid color. I wonder what that wood is like under there. Under the red Carvin that I have. It's probably, who knows? Oh, Eddie. Okay. All right. Eddie says, let's pull it up here. Eddie would like to have a nice acoustic. You know what, Eddie? I'm probably gonna I'm gonna disappoint you. You're gonna be a little bit mad at me, and you might scold me, and that's okay. I just said that that's okay for people to do because they get it right. All right. So same classroom here. I've got a 64 Gibson solid bridge in there, and I don't play it. I should play it. Should take it upstairs. I've also got in there a God, it's 25 years old now, almost 30 years old. So it's an older Lakewood Dreadnought that is chef's kiss. I mean, it sounds. I played out at open mics a lot back in the day when I was doing acoustic. almost every open mic, somebody would come up. It was partially because the pickup was so good, but the guitar's tone was so good that people would come up and be like, "What is that? I've never heard of Lakewood. Wow, Lakewood, that sounds better than I saw 3 people play Taylors and Martins and blah blah blah." So certain sound systems, it's a B band pickup. It's called. It's just so good on certain sound systems. There's certain ones, older ones, people have trouble with the gain and they'll do too much gain. They won't know how to do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got Michael saying, "I would like an old PVT 60." Yeah, you know what they weigh. There's one that would be cool, Michael, to do a Paolini, or however you say it. I'm saying it wrong, but a light wood remake of those and just build it yourself. Because I wonder if you can get the CNC file. I bet we could get the CNC file. I've got a CNC now at the school, so we're back in business, and the laser cutter and the laser engraver and all that stuff's back up. Martian. Oh, what? Dastardly has one. Nice. Dastardly. That's great. It's one of the old, just the straight up natural one. That's just, that's super heavy, comes in the plastic molded case. I'm being trolled here. Do we have a moderator here that can get in here and block people? Because I think she's flipping me off. My eyesight's pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure that Sarah is flipping me off. That might be a high five. I can't tell. But that's my wife, y'all. She's beautiful. Look, honey. Wearing a ring. Look at that, crazy. So everybody knows we're domestic partners. We're super domestic. I make the egg cups and the smoothies, and she makes the fish, the veggie burgers and the fish tacos. Yum. But it might be pasta tonight. We might have to have. Do you guys remember Kirstie Alley? She had a commercial for Weight Watchers where she said fettuccine. So that kind of stuck in my household. We like fettuccine. So we might have fettuccine tonight. That could be a successful meme, She said, yeah. Oh, so she makes everything else, almost everything else, successfully. We make this thing called brain bars, which is well, this year I don't need the brain bars. This year I don't have algebra. Last year I had algebra. I needed the brain bar, which is like before I walk in that room, it's an hour and a half of numbers. And here's the thing. All the numbers up there, they stare at you and they're like, we're numbers and we don't give up. Fuck. And you're like, oh, I don't know. I've been out all week. I've been talking guitars. I don't know what this, I don't remember any of these formulas. How to do the thing and the other thing. Oh God, that was a nightmare. So the brain bars helped, but thank God I don't need them. Ooh, black LP, gold covers. There we go. That's a redemption, full redemption. High five, high six. Michael B. There's a builder near me was doing classes. I'm tempted to take one. That's killer. Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? Natural with case. Perfect. Yes, Sarah, you do. You make everything else, even the fettuccine. Dude, Martian, you can just quickly YouTube it. If you YouTube Kirstie Alley fettuccine, it'll come up with the and it's not quite as big as I try to sell it, but it's hilarious. And we were kids. We were just really, really kind of chilling. Eddie, thank you for coming through. All right, thank you for giving me the call. I'm gonna do reverse roll call here. Give me 1 second, and then we'll hear the best song ever. Need is subjective. Thank you so much, Steve, for rolling through. Thank you, Martian. Thank you, Dastardly Dave. Thank you, Michael B. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Mitch. What the Mitch Heyman? Josh. Man, all you guys. Herb. Kush. Paul. See, some of you guys chat a lot. So, Guitar Man. Some of you guys like chat. Shark Puppet Boy, Blue Mox, Christopher. You guys are amazing. I can't even thank you enough for hanging out with me for the whole hour. And let's see if I can go over here. I think I got it, y'all. We're doing Guitar Safari theme song. You guys are amazing.
Come on, people. Charles and me. About to take you on guitar safari. So turn on your computer, turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me. We're about to take you on guitar safari. Turn on your computer, turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume.